kind of want to do this quick like comparison, like I said in my last video, I believe, to how I changed in like the last year or so. I made, for example, Take Your Picture a year ago, January. A song this year I made in January actually was What Happened to the Mitchells, ironically. And even though that song came out this month, I made it back in January. So we can compare those songs. Then we can also compare a couple songs on the way there, like when I redid Take Your Picture, to kind of when I made, you know, like started getting more lyrical, like in Watergun Kelsey, and in The Picture I started showing more skill, and then when my mix started to get better and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna kind of do this real quick, see where it goes. I think it'll be kind of interesting.
The Kool-Aid, I see your glass half empty, and with the pitcher, come get a fill up. Teenest comes the money, yours the greenest. Comes the girls that are on a penis, wearing suits cause we're the cleanest. Comes the rap that I'm a genius, and my flow's probably the meanest. Fresh new clothes and a brand new car, fresh new house with a brand new yard. Start with nothing.
Honestly, every time I hear the original version, it's so fucking cringy. That's why I disabled the comments on it. I knew back then though, I was like, we shouldn't even put it out. Like, I wanted to redo it, but my old stepbrother, you know, he was like, just like, no, he wasn't trying to redo it. And then we actually did come up with a remastered version, and I redid my verse, and I think we redid the chorus, but he didn't want to redo his verse, which was still kind of garbage. But I knew we were garbage. I was like, you know, we gotta practice more and shit. Anyway though, like, I didn't mix it or anything. You can tell how I did just my first song, which I'm gonna show you now, which wasn't, I think, until like 5, 6, maybe 7 months later it came out or something. But the official version of Take Your Picture versus the original version of Take Your Picture. So this is my own mix with I did the first verse, I did the chorus alone, I changed some lyrics around, you know, stuff like that.
I'm a bitch, and I see you pussies hating. So take your picture in my Kool-Aid, and I see your glass is half empty, and I'm the pitcher, so come get filled up. And I see you bitches hating. I'm Timo Cruz Martinez. Comes the money, mine's the greenest. Comes the girls, they're on my penis. Wear a suit cause I'm the cleanest. Comes the rap, then I'm a genius, and my flow's probably the meanest. Fresh new house with a brand new yard, fresh new clothes and a brand new car. Starting with nothing is how you go far. Unlike the rest, I always work hard.
So that's a huge fucking difference, just from January 14th to I think it's November 6th is when the other one dropped. Although I had the song done way before that, and I just kept re-recording it, and that last recording was early October. So it would have been from mid-January to early October, you know, so however you want to count that, you know, that's a big fucking difference. So those months before that, I wasn't on the mic at all, besides for the 2 songs I dropped before that, but really I made those around the same time, which would have been Watergun Kelsey and Say You Gangsta. So I'll show you Say You Gangsta just for a little reference.
Yeah, my brothers left my side, they weren't down to ride. Now I do this all alone, bitch, it's do or die. They started getting lazy, they started acting shady. I guess we're not family anymore, shit is crazy. They started playing games.
I believe it said that one came out on August 10th. So you think January 14th to then not recording anything after that besides the remaster of that one song. I got a little bit better, but no one will ever hear that version, right? So January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. That's 8 months in, a whole 7 months later. Then another 2 months after that, I got How Much Better from remaking Take Your Picture, which was really only a month, because I didn't put it out for 2 months, but it was done the month after that. So moving on.
My gun kills and it might get Kelsey. How you a gangster when your name's Kelsey? Saying you're a devil, well, I'm Van Helsing. Throw water on your witch ass like I'm melting. I'm about to slug your ass with my man Gage. He's got buckshot too, you walk quit the rage. You're a small game like a bird shot on the beach. Wanna collect shells, we give you 2 of them each.
Yeah, so at that time when I made that, that was actually September. So this was between Say You Gangsta, but it was at the same time when I made the other songs. Although I think my mix might have been a little bit better on the other ones when they actually came out, because I didn't plan on putting them out till later, so I probably remixed them. But then, you know, the other songs came out, which I believe the order was Take Your Picture, the official version, then Joe Got Jacked, then The Picture, which I'll go over that because that's a big turning point as well, and then Taking the Spot. But this song, I started to get more lyrical, and I started to get more references and just build up my lines, and they weren't as filler. And I talk about that in the song The Picture itself, and I'm gonna get into that one now.
Motherfucker, you don't, cause you ain't me.
Get money like Lariki, yo, with the crap. Set my songs all like Ruth home runs. Where the pats at? Killing competition. Show me where the gats at. Eat with the rich pigs, used to eat where the rats at. I am what I am, I guess it's just that's that. You're all fake news. Show me where the facts at. Say your rebels get crushed cause I'm an ad and I'll win to your head off like where's his hat at? It's a turtle race, I guess I'm a rabbit. Rap career just from passion and habit. You won't go far. Personally, I think I could always potentially produce a positively, perfectly paint a picture from only words, but if I could potentially produce a positively, perfectly pronunciate a picture from only words, and on the picture probably only words, how many words is that picture potentially worth? Bitch.
So taking the spot, or not taking the spot, The Picture was a very big turning point because I started adding, like I said, you know, my original version, I had like 4 versions of this song. It was like, I forget exactly how I said it now. I think it was just like something about I make money, show me where the crap's at. Then it was like, you know, I'll knock it out the park, show me where the bat's at. And then I said killing competition, show me where the gat's at. And that part I left because I was like, all right, that sounds, you know, that sounds okay. But then I was like, okay, well, let me add some more depth into this. So who's the best, like, you know, craps player ever? It was like Show Larigio, I forget how to say his name exactly, but, you know, I said get money like Larigio, where the crap's at. My songs are like Ruth home runs, where the bat's at, you know. So now it has more depth into it. And, you know, I had more emotion, I had a better delivery. At the end, I have the whole fast flow. Personally, I think I could always potentially, you know what, so I add all this stuff into there, and people really love that song. And then now getting into, you know, slightly better yet kind of worse stuff. It's kind of hard to explain. We'll just go through these.
Love haters, I keep it old fashioned, least time Draper. My style's Manhattan, East Coast flavor. Same ones that say Timo won't be shit. Say let me use your studio, how be quick. They all switch sides, so I just hang with myself. They all wanna ride to get fame and the wealth.
So I'm kind of just gonna skip over the rest of the year, which was No Holiday. I did a competition song. I could go back to my birthday freestyle, and I can show you guys like my first freestyle and everything. Actually, that's on a track, not my first freestyle, but you know. So I'll go back to that. But, you know, so that was the first song of this year, One Life, you know. Decent song, not great, not terrible. No Holiday was also not great, not terrible. But The Picture at the time was still probably my best song. So let me get into my first freestyle. I won't get into my first competition song. If you guys want to, you know, I got everything's laid out on my channel, so if you want to check it out, it's there. And then we'll kind of get into the newer stuff, or at least the newest stuff that's out. I have plenty of new stuff that isn't out yet, and that's in the works. So
I'm a pain in the ass, like paying the state tax. My style springs up like May class. Our difference is I always make class. Smart like James Neutron, I got a brain blast. But I'll pull my thing fast and show you a brain blast. No time to aim back. In the caddy with stained glass, laughing at your A-class. And they say that I stay back and stay back, lay back and Trey Black Maybach's got old friends from way back and new ones like J-Max. Listen to myself like I'm in an 8-track. Don't like what I say, then give me my tape back. Have on a Jay's hat, hop out and spray that. Then take your mouth and tape that, and put the gat to your face, like take that.
So yeah, that was my first kind of, not I guess official, but my first freestyle I did on a track. It was kind of I don't know, it was decent. It was actually pretty good. You know, the whole thing was in the A rhyme scheme, you know, assonance kind of thing. You know, they say that I stay facts and stay back, laid back, and Trey Black Maybachs. So the whole thing was pretty cool, and everything made sense and kind of went together. And it was just something for my birthday that I wanted to put up. You know, I was like, I want to do this for myself. So that might be a thing I do every year. But that was still in December, so you can tell, like, I went from, being lyrical and getting rid of filler by having more references, by starting to now focus on assonance and getting decent with, freestyles. Now, obviously, it was kind of, not off the dome definition of freestyle. There's multiple different definitions of freestyle, but it was more of just like, my own kind of thing, just having fun with it, whatever. Speaking of having fun, we'll get into not the newest stuff, but we'll get into, I think, the newest unofficial song. We'll get into my second remix. My first one was Logic's. Well, we'll get into my second one, which is by Prof, or the original's by Prof, and you'll see how I got a lot more lyrical, have a lot more multis and assonance and entendres and stuff like that, just in about 2 months after that freestyle.
Like the pants of Urkel on the mic, I'll beat you verbal, not alike, you'll be infertile. From Wisconsin, bullets stocked up, guns so big we block up, wild boy like Waka Flocka, 2 guns up like blocka, swerving traffic, causing havoc from the war, got post-traumatic, hit you like that TV static, still alive, don't be dramatic, just to start my exposition, fuck you bitch, my exposition, get it, like the start of a movie, exposition, and like where my ex's position is, whatever. Yeah. Okay, now don't like mobile rappers or anything hit. Am I reading my scansion? I can't see the rhythm. Their industry plans, but no lyricism. Go ruin they plans. I'm their cataclysm. Go cuckoo for my songs like cuckoo puffs. Now listen up, you cuckoo fucks. I'm how to make these buku bucks and won't come home to the rooster clucks. Fuck, I'm not done. Yeah.
So that actually came out early March, but I believe I made it the week before, and I put it out a week after, something like that. So it was really like the end. So like I said, about 2 months later, maybe 2.5, you could say 3 months, whatever, then my freestyle. But this is another example of me just kind of having fun and putting something up for me rather than like, something I kind of have to put up, which now we'll kind of get into my most recent music that is currently out, my newest EP. And you can tell now my mix is a lot better. You can tell I have a lot more lyricism, a lot more content, a lot more references, a lot more words that I'm starting to use, like excursion and scansion and all this stuff, and it only gets better from here. And trust me, there's a lot of lines that I've written down years ago that I still look and I'm like, holy shit, I came up with that long ago, and then now I just rewrite a little bit of it and it's that much better. I have plenty of lines saved up in my phone that I'm just waiting to come out eventually and use, but some of them are just too, I can't put them out yet. But here's the newest kind of stuff. I'll probably do like a little mix of them real quick and kind of show you where I am as of now from at least what my newest stuff is out. But I'll have stuff coming out, next month.
That's
whatever.
how you blowing up. Ain't showing up the shows cause I'll show you up. Won't shut up, I grow up. Look at you, I throw up. When I eat, I blow up. Fuck with me, take totem. Stack cash, straight totems in Nash. Just told them skirt pass out. Wrote them won't last, they know us. I'm cocking and shooting. I'm drinking and driving. I'm rolling and smoking. In sky but not diving. They said they were friends, my riding and dying. But they were just fake, now lying and dying. Yeah. B, now you see me follow dreams, so you try and make fun. Then ask for my studio, you can't make one. I'll admit sometimes we had a deep connection, and through tough times you seemed a blessing. You take more and more and never learn your lesson. You're like a legless whore with no shoes to step in. That means you're a pussy that brings nothing to the table. Wanna make your own tracks, but you can't, you're not able. You're an infamous path in the plot of this fable. Now I beat a dead horse that never got stable. If I make a mistake, then it's Anna Green Gables. But I wait for the day that you become grateful. Skull crossbones, poison friends are lurky. Now I can't trust chones cause they all act dirty. Now I'm commando.
So in a matter of, October, November, December, January, February, all of a sudden, in a matter of 5 months, which is really the whole time I've kind of been on the mic, besides a couple days, like months before that, like 7 months before that, really though, that was kind of the extent. That's why I say, like, yeah, I got serious in 2018, like right in the beginning, because already I was thinking about how do I get my songs on Spotify. Most people don't think about that until at least their 3rd year, some their 5th year, so I'm already thinking about that my first month. And then I put my songs up, I do everything alone. Now I'm paying for it every single month, you know what I mean? It's a lot. So, but think about that. From 5 months, I went from having basically no mix sounded better than my mix, to now I have a pretty decent, clear mix. I won't say it's great, but a lot of people are like, wow, your shit sounds really clear now. A lot of people are asking me who produces your stuff, and I like the production in it, and your ad libs sound really good in this song and this, and I like the, all this stuff. And I also went from people knowing every little thing, like, to my music was being too simple, to then I have all this assonance, and it was like, okay, now it's more catchy at least, to then having double entendres and homonyms. You want to make your own tracks, but you can't, you're not able, is a play on words with Cain and Abel. And it's also saying you want to make your own tracks, like a music track, but you can't, you're not able, because I talk about earlier in the song, you don't have your own studio. But I'm also saying you can't make your own tracks because you're Cain, you're not able, saying I'm able, and I'm trying to be the good in the world, and you're just trying to get attention or clout by putting me down. You're the bad in the world, but you're basically following my tracks because you're trying to just you're trying to put me down rather than put yourself up. So, you end up losing in the end, and I end up winning in the end. But it's just a play on words. But people don't even catch that. The literal name is wordplay itself. Intimidation and intimidation. That's wordplay. So that already shows you how much, like, just better I'm getting. I'm getting a lot better really quick. A lot of people have been saying that. They've been like, wow, you did that in a year? And I'm like, oh, really? Like 5 months? 4 months? I mean, kinda, yeah. So there's people, like, literally that have been doing this, 6, 7, 8, 9, some 10 years more than I have. They're getting a lot better, but I'm already either right behind them or right at their level, or even some of them I'm already, like, above them. You know what I mean? I don't always have the best production level. Some people, not every single song needs to be lyrical. I get that, but even in Heartmake, I had a song. I think it was Let Me Double Tap. I might be wrong, but I said, they leave Harvard to seek and find me, itching to get in my league, it's Ivy. And I think I've been over this line before, but that itself is just a really lyrical line, but it sounds like really just cool. Like, it sounds like, oh, they left college to go and find, blah blah blah. But at the same time, it's like why they left, and it just in those 2 bars it explains everything, and most people just wouldn't catch it, and they wouldn't understand it in that way. So I'm already getting to the point where people don't understand my shit unless they're battle rappers or they're people that are really lyrical themselves, and even then I have to explain shit to them. Like the Cain and Abel line, I have to explain to someone almost every day. Like the other guy I'm doing a song with, I explained it to him the other day. I don't know if he wouldn't have got it because he didn't hear the song, but there's plenty of people that they don't get it. They're just like, wait, what? Even the beat a dead horse that never got stable. Well, a horse to a stable, right? So it's saying, this horse never got stable. He was just wild, right? Also saying, beat a dead horse, that's an expression. There's no point in, like, basically killing something that's already dead, whatever. But it's also saying he isn't stable, like he's crazy, which again goes back to that wild aspect of the horse that never got stable. Well, it's also like a horse that never got stable, like he's fucking crazy, right? But it's a dead horse and I'm beating it. So it's like I'm doing this for no reason. I'm just overkilling you now. And the song is about, someone who was an old friend. So I'm talking about all this stuff and this lines, and I'm learning how to build up, this tension. It starts out, beat a dead horse that never got stable. If I make a mistake, then it's Anna Green Gables. You know what I'm saying? That line I had to explain to people. Anna Green Gables making a mistake is because she was in an orphanage, and then they made a mistake and get rid of the wrong family, and she still made, like, everybody's lives better because of that mistake in the end. You know what I mean? So there's just so much, like, just little things that people don't understand, and it's crazy. Like, I did that in a matter of a couple months, but it's just really cool for me to see how far I've grown. Like, it isn't trying to be like, oh my god, I'm so fucking good. I've always been a swift learner, but it's just that I've come so far, and I feel like I just get so much recognition from people that don't, I guess, say it out loud, but then when they see me in person, or they're personally, like, talking to me, dude, they're like, oh, dude, you're great. You come up with some crazy shit. I had a guy tell me earlier today, well, I guess technically yesterday, it's like in the morning now, but he was like, dude, you come up with some of the craziest shit. Another guy, he was like, dude, I don't know how you come up with all this shit. It's fucking nuts. I start going over this, and they start realizing, like, holy fuck, this kid's really fucking good, you know what I mean? So a lot of people don't realize that until they can open their mind, and they're like, wow, I know what this line means. Wow, I get this. Wow, I know this situation. And there's plenty of situations I could go into with that. So this is just me showing how far I've come in a matter of a year or really 5 months on the mic, but I guess I was also writing down lines, and I was still kind of practicing for those 7 months in between. But then those last 5 months, I was really, the first 2 I was just practicing my recording, and then after that I started to kind of practice my writing a little bit more. So it's really only been 3-4 months since I've really been practicing my writing. Maybe a little bit before that, but really, like, it hasn't been that long. I've only been practicing my writing this much for a little bit of time. Like I said, I started to get a little better when the MGK stuff came out, when freestyle came out, but really it was I started to write lines like that really easily this year, just earlier this year. So January this year, a year later, technically, I started to get holy fuck lyrical in 1 year, from being like, I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing, basically. Although I did always have a good flow. That's something everybody's always complimented me on. They're like, oh, you always had a good flow. So that was like one thing. I feel like I just listen to rap a lot, so I get it. But then from that to being like, oh my god, I got like notifications popping up, but then to being like, holy fuck, this is dope, and I put it in a song, and the people are like, wait, what? And to me, it feels good. It's like, wow, they don't like recognize that. That means like I'm at that point now where I'm like above. And even when other lyrical rappers are like, I didn't get that line, and then you tell them and they're like, holy shit, then when they get it, it's such a like a wow factor. And I love that, like the face they make, what, so it's, I just think it's pretty dope. But like I said, in 1 year, really, like I said, 5 months or less of me actually practicing my pen, I got from being like to like holy fuck. So I'm still practicing, obviously, and I'm still writing more and more and more and more and more, and having more things to talk about, which is why I love knowing about so much stuff. Just I always try to learn a lot about a lot of things, you know what I mean? So you just say stuff that not everyone would catch, but the people that do catch it are like, holy fuck, or the people that look it up are like, wow, that makes so much sense now, you know what I mean? So there's just shit like that I can just say. So basically what I'm saying is there's just so much like in my head from just all these experiences I've had and all these things I've looked up and stuff like that. But that's how far I've come in a year. Like I said, listen to my original version of Take Your Picture, and then 7 months later I had the remake, and 2 months before that I had Say You Gangsta. A month after that I had Watergun Kelsey. Then the same month I had the official version of Take Your Picture. 2 weeks later, because I was dropping a song a week that month, I had The Picture. Then a month after that we did No Holiday. We had we scratched that one though. We'll just say I did the freestyle. Okay, so the freestyle, I got really good with that assonance. Then the next month after that we have One Life. I started to get a little bit better, but it's kind of iffy, but that was the first thing this month. Then also in that same month I made What Happened to the Mitchells, but then that didn't drop till 2 months later, which I didn't show in this video. I actually showed, I think, Dirty Chonies, but that one still has a lot of meaning, a lot of lyrical shit in it, but mostly meaning to me. Dirty Chonies had a lot more lyrical stuff, but then Intimidation, the song itself, was both. It was like me having fun but still making it a good song, and just everything. So like I did a lot in this year, and the big thing with me is I did it all alone. I had no help. Like nobody was like, hey, I'll mix your songs for you, hey, I'll give you beats. There might have been a couple people that have given me beats, really like one person, so shout out to Alaric for that. In Chicago, man, dude's a real one. But other than that, no one else gave me shit. I had to buy my own beats. I had bought all my unlimiteds, which I probably have over 300 unlimited beats, which is $200 per beat. Then I also have some basic leases, which I probably have over 400 of those, which is at least mine, like probably 20 to 50 at the very least. So that's a lot. Then on top of that, I have some exclusive tracks. Obviously I have like the YouTube ones, but those don't really count. So I have way more songs that I can actually put out. And if you don't know like what unlimited and basic leases are, then you're probably not doing it like I am. But I do all this stuff and I pay all this money and I have no help. I have nothing. I'm just doing this purely by researching it and doing it day in and day out, and I feel like I've just come a long way, you know, even if this is not even really the beginning. This is like me building up. This isn't even the beginning. This is my foundation. I've already shown, holy fuck, I can do a lot in a year, which has really only been 4 or 5 months. So, done a lot. Done a fuck ton, man. Really, now it's what, April technically? So, you could say, you know, 3 months of this year, last 2 months of last year, so you could say 5 months. You can even say them, you know, before that, you could say 6 months if you wanted to. Me personally, I probably say 5 months, but you could say 6 months. So in a matter of half a year, even say that, I've done more. People were saying this actually when my first, I think it was even before, I think it was when Say You Gangsta was out, or maybe it was when the official version of Take a Picture was out. Either way though, people were already telling me, dude, you're like learning fucking quick. Like, you've learned a lot in the past couple months that most people don't learn for at least a year. And then a couple months after that, they're telling me, dude, you've learned more now than most people do in 6 years. These are guys that have been doing this for 8 years. You know, they're telling me, holy fuck, you're catching up quick. To now, when I drop this EP, they're like, you're right on our ass. Like, how are you doing this? And you're alone. You need more fucking views and shit. And that's, like I said, people that have been doing this for 8 years, 9 years now. Some of them 10, 11, you know what I mean? They've been doing it 10 more years than me, some of them. So, it's fucking nuts. And I get credit from a lot of them, but then again, they don't push a lot of people, so they don't, you know, talk about it or anything, which kind of sucks. But, you know, then again, they probably didn't have that themselves, so I can't really blame them. Main thing of the video though is you know, how far I've come, and just to show that, hey, I'm doing this and I'm also not gonna stop. So that's it. I'm just gonna keep going, and I've come a long way in the past year, or technically, you know, 5-6 months. So I'm pretty proud of that. Imagine when I get a team, when I'm just focusing on music, how much I'm gonna fucking grow. It's gonna be fucking nuts. Alright, I'm out.